almost didn't make it. I almost didn't last. Why does the week go by so slow, the weekend so fast? But luckily the days come to take my cares away. It's not Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. That's right, it's Friday. Friday. Tonight I'll party with my friends. Friday. Friday. Today I know the weekend. So I'll get out of bed and be to work on time. I'll give this day to the company, the next 2 days of mine. And when my day's over and the final work hour's passed, I'll go home, have a shot of Cuervo to the boss who can kiss my Friday. Friday. Tonight I'll party with my friends. Friday. Friday. Today I know the weekends. Friday. Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday, bitches. Enjoy yourselves. Looks like 42 today. Somewhere around that tomorrow, and then back into the 50s on Sunday. Boy, was that nice yesterday, huh? Oof. So nice. Windows and doors, everything open, people going outside, walking around. Saw a bunch of motorcycles. Drove by a garage, an auto shop, and they had the garage doors open. Everybody was getting some fresh air yesterday.
Yeah, I ran into a bunch of people downtown by the river. Holy moly.
Yeah, I saw that there were a couple of guys out there trying to go boating, and they got caught on the ice. Little fishing boat out there. Maybe a little too soon for that, but rethink that idea, maybe.
A lot of motorcycles.
Yeah, whole bunch. Went through the car wash. Yeah, it was a hell of a day yesterday. Looks like, again, 42 today with some sunshine, 38 tomorrow, and then the 50s return on Sunday, but then dropping down on Monday back into the
Maybe
low 20s.
some snow even, I saw next week.
We got a lot to get to this morning. Doc is going to join us for his first racing report of the season. We'll do that just after 8 o'clock. NASCAR getting underway. Give you a list of things to look forward to in the month of February, which starts tomorrow. Bad news, happy music. All sorts of other stuff. If you need anything, find us online, rockmornings.com. We've got some Daughtry and Metallica coming up.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Tragedy, of course, in D.C. as a plane and helicopter collided and everybody is dead. Lots of victims being identified now as they continue to clear up the mess and investigate. Family and friends of those who lost their lives in the deadly American Airlines and Army helicopter collision sharing tributes online as they wait for more answers about what happened and how it happened. The midair crash occurring at about 9 o'clock on Wednesday night when a Black Hawk helicopter and an American Airlines plane collided near Reagan National Airport just outside of D.C. All 67 people on board both aircraft are presumed dead. Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves confirming on Twitter earlier this week the Army pilots who died in the wreck. One of the Army pilots was Chief Warrant Officer 2 Andrew Eves, a Brooksville native. His wife Carrie also sharing a message on Facebook about his passing. Governor Reeves noted that he and his wife, Ely, are praying for the victims' families and first responders who are assisting. Tim Lilly identified his son, 28-year-old Sam Lilly, as first officer on American Airlines Flight 5342. Scott Hubbard Jr., friend and former colleague of Sam Lilly, also sharing some sentiments on Facebook, saying, I had the honor to help welcome him to one of his first flying jobs at Skylens as the outgoing chief pilot. Due to my starting my career at an airline, he was a phenomenal pilot. I never got to fly with him at the airlines as I changed companies, but I was so proud to know him and consider him a friend. A flight attendant on board the flight has been identified as Ian Epstein. Of course, we heard yesterday about the skating teams. It's just awful tragedy.
The steam fitters were on a hunting trip. A group of guys who were friends and worked for the steam fitters, local 602 there, were out on a hunting trip, and a group of people that they were with drove back with the dogs, and these four guys flew home. Yeah.
If you're looking for any kind of silver lining, and it's minimal here, but the D.C. Fire and EMS Chief John Donnelly said during a news conference yesterday that he's confident all of the bodies from the crash will be recovered, which obviously will give those families the ability to lay their loved ones to rest. But still investigating, still working on it. Just an absolute tragedy. A lot of young kids, too. The skating community obviously rocked by, and not the first time. I mean, as we talked about yesterday with the the flight back in the 60s with the skating team that went down.
It really, really tragic and horrific.
If you take blood pressure medicine, you may want to look it up online. There is a blood pressure medicine recall. Prova Farm, an international pharmaceutical company with U.S. offices in Pennsylvania, has now recalled a bunch of their blood pressure medicine. A customer discovered visible black particulate matter in a sealed vial. The U.S. FDA issuing a statement about the recall, saying the administration of an injectable product containing particulate matter may cause local irritation or swelling as a response to the foreign material. If the particulate matter enters the blood vessels, it can travel to various organs and potentially block blood vessels in the heart, lungs, or brain, leading to serious complications such as stroke or even death. Again, these are injections that are used to treat hypertension, typically in patients under anesthesia that are being prepped for surgery. But again, if you want to find out more, you can Google that. But there is a blood pressure medicine recall happening right now, according to the FDA. A little bit lighter news. Obviously, we know all too well about the Wisconsin license plates. They're peeling really, really bad, but they're issuing new ones. I think everybody's going to start getting them this year. Is that correct?
I think so.
But there's now a new specialty license plate that will promote country forest management that made its debut yesterday, adding to the 60-plus designs that are available. So if you're a big fan of the forests and of trees and all that stuff, the latest plate comes from the Wisconsin County Forest Association, a nonprofit quasi-governmental organization made up of 30 of Wisconsin's 72 counties, largely in the northern part of the state. The association, established way back in the late 1960s, works with government officials at the federal, state, and local levels on forest programs and land use issues. It's got a bit of their logo and a bunch of trees and a nice little river in the background, and on the bottom it says support county forests. So
I didn't realize there were so many options for specialty plates.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
And the movie Amelia Perez is getting Oscar buzz. Obviously got nominated for some awards, and now it's facing the backlash. That's what happens when you kind of end up in the spotlight. People start digging through your old social media posts, and that's what's going on here. The star of the movie, Amelia Perez, Carla Sofia Gascon, I don't know if I said that right, making history as the first openly transgender actress to get an Oscar nomination for her role in the Netflix movie Amelia Perez, now apologizing for resurfaced social media posts expressing controversial views on Muslims, George Floyd, and diversity at the Academy Awards. They said, or I want to acknowledge the conversation around my past social media posts that have caused hurt. As someone in a marginalized community, I know this suffering all too well, and I am deeply sorry to those I have caused pain. A journalist by the name of Sarah Hagee posted on Twitter screenshots of several of Carla's former posts, old posts on Twitter, and they of course quickly started to gain steam and a lot of people commenting. One of the comments from November of 2020 said, "I'm sorry. Is it just my impression, or is there more Muslims in Spain? Every time I go to pick up my daughter from school, there are more women with their hair covered and their skirts down to their heels. Next year, instead of English, we'll have to teach Arabic."
Yeah, you can read them if you want.
Oh, they're all out there if you want to read them, but there's a whole bunch of stuff. And yeah, so now issuing an apology, and we'll see if that affects the Academy Award voting process. Usually it does. Different if you get in front of it, but it's hard to, put those skeletons back in the closet. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We'll get to Metallica in just a bit. Right now it's Daughtry.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Early May, Nashville, Tennessee. Looking forward to it, man. Metallica.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. I got to remind my wife not to plan every single minute.
But you can just take
she
something.
wants, we're only there for several, a couple of days, and obviously 2 of the days are the concerts. And
she wants to do all of them.
Wants to try and do everything. And look, man, let's try to relax too. Maybe take
like
it.
The Grand Old Opry or the Country Hall of Fame?
I don't know. We'll see. One of the things we're definitely going to do is go to Kid Rock's place, obviously.
Yep.
And see some music and have some food and drinks and whatever. So we'll see. I'm more of like a let's get there and check it out, and
We'll just walk around downtown and soak it all in.
as opposed to trying to like run here, run there, and do all that.
Johnny Cash's house,
Bucks are in San Antonio tonight to take on the Spurs, 7 p.m. tip. And a week after naming the starters for the 2025 All-Star Game, the NBA unveiled the reserves for the event last night, and Damian Lillard of the Bucks will be joining Giannis on the Eastern Conference side of things. Number 17, Wisconsin at Northwestern tomorrow. That tips off at 1 o'clock on FS1, trying to get a win after a loss earlier this week to Maryland. And last night, Ovi got a little closer.
Oh, did he?
Protas back on top for Ovechkin. Alex waits, then fires. He scores! Ovechkin from deep provides that one shot in the arm.
Now within 19 goals of breaking Wayne Gretzky's NHL record. Scoring on a late power play goal in the Capitals' 5-4 overtime loss to the Senators last night. Ovechkin scored his 23rd goal of the season to push his career total to 876. Gretzky has 894, so he's inching closer and closer.
As they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
Ovi is doing that hockey.
Yeah.
Remember Deshaun Watson? Massage therapist? Taking out his wiener? Settling cases?
Yes.
Suspended by the NFL? Apparently, he's not alone. Ravens kicker Justin Tucker is now accused of inappropriate sexual behavior by 6 massage therapists in the Baltimore area. Tucker's conduct apparently was so bad it caused some therapists to refuse to work with him again and resulted in 2 spas banning him from returning. Allegations reportedly occurred between 2012 and 2016, which were Tucker's first 5 seasons in the NFL. Article posted online, investigative journalism.
Like, your behavior is so bad and you can't come here anymore?
Yeah, so inappropriate behavior at 4 high-end spas and wellness centers in the Baltimore area, according to 6 massage therapists, including exposing his genitals, brushing 2 of them with his exposed penis, and leaving what was believed to be ejaculate on the massage table after 3 of his treatments. About an hour after the article came out, he called the allegations unequivocally false in a lengthy response on social media. He said, "Throughout my career as a professional athlete, I have always sought to conduct myself with the utmost professionalism. I have never before been accused of misconduct of any kind, and I have never been accused of acting inappropriately in front of a massage therapist or during a massage therapy session or during other body work."
Okay.
See where this goes. Obviously not good on the allegations. Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen, Duval.
Oh, that guy.
Has now hired Packers linebackers coach and run game coordinator Anthony Campanile to be the team's defensive coordinator, the DC. He says Anthony represents exactly what we want to be as a defensive end, defensive unit and football team. He brings an aggressive defensive mindset and a system that is adaptable to our players and allows them to play fast and physical. So Packers obviously going to look to fill that position now.
Now they've got a hole in their roster. Maybe that guy knows how to say Duval.
I'm sure that he won't say it quite the same way that Liam Cohen does.
Duval.
It really is bad, isn't it?
Well, when you know what it's supposed to sound like, yeah. I mean, if you just hear it and you have no idea what it means, you're like, I don't know, whatever. But if you do understand how important it is to stress that syllable, it's not good. It's not
Duval.
And he just looks weird when he says it, too. He kind of does one of these. Like, he shakes his head and makes the eyes, and yeah. Sports on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We'll get to Seether and some Sum 41. And if you need something, find us online at rockmornings.com.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Oh, you know who you are. You've been doing your daily action, putting lots of overtime. You need some time off satisfaction. Just think how tough it's been. You've been putting out all that labor. If you use your wit, you can get out quick and do yourself a favor. Friday in effect, and you're pretty beat, I bet. It's been one tough week, you've hit your peak, and you've earned your paycheck. But now this week is over, and it's a little fun you're seeking. Your grin is wide, and I know why. Look out, here come the weekend. You know what I'm saying? That weekend's gonna be a monster, y'all.
Ah, yes, the weekend's finally here. If you really liked the weather yesterday, just wait, because more of it's coming on Sunday. And it's not going to be bad today or tomorrow. We're looking at 42 today with some sunshine, up near 40 tomorrow, and then, again, back towards 50, maybe even into the 50s on Sunday.
Now, on Sunday, Saturday into Sunday, there is a chance of snow, 1 to 4 inches possible along North I-94, and then a trace to an inch south of that. So along that corridor, you could see a couple inches. Just be careful.
CBS tonight, you've got a 1-hour special called Inside the 67th Annual Grammy Awards, which will be on Sunday, obviously on CBS. Also tonight on CBS, you've got the return of Fire Country, back after its winter break, and the return of SWAT, returning from its winter break as well. Over on Max, the streaming premiere of Goodrich. It stars Michael Keaton as a guy who is stuck raising 9-year-old twins by himself after his younger second wife checks herself into a 90-day rehab. He turns to his pregnant adult daughter, who is played by Mila Kunis, to help as they slowly try to heal old wounds. So sounds like an emotional movie there called Goodrich. And also on Amazon today, the series premiere of the Tom Green Country Show.
Yeah, you were talking about that.
Well, there's a documentary about him called This is the Tom Green Documentary, but there's also this where Tom Green relocates from L.A. and tries to, just to live a quiet life in the at a remote farm in Canada. And that's on Amazon. Tomorrow night, Peacock, pay-per-view, all that stuff. The 38th annual WWE Royal Rumble. Over-the-top battle royale. No?
Winner of the Royal Rumble, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah. Hacksaw Jim Duggan won the original, the first ever Royal Rumble so many years ago, back in 1988. And now, tomorrow, the WWE Royal Rumble 2025. Also tomorrow on Lifetime, Can You Feel the Beat? The Lisa story. No, not Lisa from Pauly Shore, but Lisa of Lisa and the Cult Jam. A movie about Puerto Rican singer Lisa Velez, who overcame racism, sexism, and breast cancer to hit the top of the charts with Lisa and the Cult Jam. Some of her hits, of course, include Head to Toe, Can You Feel the Beat, and Lost in Emotion. Lost in Emotion. No?
Head to Toe, probably her biggest,
Head
right?
to Toe, yeah. Sunday on ABC and ESPN, the Pro Bowl games, AFC taking on NFC. Peyton and Eli returning as the head coaches for their third consecutive year. The kick of destiny as well, right? See which one can kick the field goal. And then on Sunday night on CBS, the 67th Annual Grammy Awards. Billie Eilish, Chappelle Roan. Is it Roan or Rowan? Rowan?
Roan.
Chapel
Roan.
Jesus Christ, these people and their friggin' names. Charlie XCX, Sabrina Carpenter, Shakira, and Teddy Swims are some of your performers. And the show is apparently being reimagined to raise money to support the wildfire reliefs there in Los Angeles and help music professionals who, of course, were impacted by the fires. There was that benefit concert as well last night. I don't know if you saw some of that.
I didn't. I guess I got overwhelmed with stuff at our house, but I didn't see it.
If you're looking to go to theaters this weekend, Valiant 1, rated R, is in theaters. It's a military mission gone awry when a U.S. Army helicopter crashes deep within North Korea. And a guy named Chase Stokes must lead the survivors to protect a civilian tech specialist and find their way out without military support.
Action. Very action.
Also rated PG and in theaters this weekend, Dogman. Based on the children's book series of the same name, Dogman was born when a police officer and his dog were fused together in a life-saving surgery. So it's a human body with a dog on the head. You haven't seen it? As Dogman embraces his new identity, he must stop the evil Petey the Cat, voiced by Pete Davidson. Some of the other voice casts are Isla Fisher, Lil Rel Howery, and Poppy Lou from Hacks. Also, Companion in theaters this weekend, rated R.
What's this?
A weekend getaway turns violent when a female robot built for human companionship starts malfunctioning. Go figure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Don't mind me. I'm just bringing my lady robot to the cabin this weekend for a nice, relaxing getaway. What could possibly go wrong? And if you're looking for some new tunes, All That Remains dropping their first album in 7 years. Their first without their founding guitarist, Ollie Herbert, who, of course, died in October of 2018. It's called Anti-Fragile. New music from All That Remains, available today. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they were on with Lou Brutus last night. At least frontman was.
Well, I might go watch the concert. Well, one, I was going to watch the Saturday Night Live music, the 50 years of music. But
we started watching that last night.
I guess, did you see the St. Vincent, Kim Gordon, and Joan Jett in the place of Kurt Cobain in a Nirvana reunion last night?
Yeah.
Breed, School, Territorial Pissings, respectively, and then also Violet, Dave's daughter, came out for All Apologies and played drums.
I saw some of the highlights this morning, but much like you, I didn't get a chance to check on it last night. I was watching the SNL music thing, so...
Oh, how was it?
Well, we started to watch it. We got about an hour in, and it's good so far. It's crazy to, you think about 50 years of music, and you think about all of the musicians and people like Adele, who said, my career really, thrived
there,
after being, because a lot of times I'll watch SNL and I have no idea who the artist is. Most of the time I don't like them if they're new because it's, crappy pop music or crappy rap music or whatever. But impactful, you know what I mean? When you're talking about artists that are looking to get a little bit of exposure, and being on SNL obviously can help many artists and has over the last 50 years. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
These guys are going to be in Eau Claire this summer at Summer Jam, along with Live and Collective Soul and the Black Crows and Wang Chung.
Yep.
It's Everclear.
Rick Springfield?
Yeah, Rick Springfield. If I go and I run into him, I'm going to tell him that his radio show is garbage.
I think he might be...
I don't think he cares, but it's not good.
He doesn't age very... I mean, he doesn't... He's like Tom Cruise kind of. He drinks blood, or I don't know. He's Illuminati or something.
Is he?
Yeah, he's...
It's Everclear, Santa Monica, this summer in Eau Claire at Summer Jam, along with a whole bunch of others.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
The Black Crows, along with some Everclear, and looking forward to seeing them in June at Summer Jam in Eau Claire. Mm-hmm. I think it's the 20th and 21st.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Wang Chung. Everybody Wang Chung tonight.
That'd be fun to see before the Crows.
Yeah. Live, I think it's Marshall Tucker Band and Leonard Skinner. I don't care too much about either of them, but yeah, a couple of days rocking out in Eau Claire. Looking forward to it. Bringing some beers. Mm-hmm. We've got Disturbed coming up in just a bit. High of 42 today. Also, we're going to get to Doc. He'll talk racing at a little after 8 o'clock this morning. First NASCAR update of the season as it gets underway.
Did the snow all melt so they can race? Is that the deal down in Florida?
Also got a text from Chad, said, good morning, guys. Can you play some Stone Temple Pilots? Can probably do that. Leah just texted in, said, do you think Collective Soul will play Shine at Summer Jam? That's my favorite song since I was 4 years old, and I'd die if they played that. It's their number one hit.
I'm sure they're going to play it.
Of course they're going to play that. Whoa!
I would.
Heaven, let your light shine down.
High odds that they'll play it.
Yeah, I would almost guarantee it. I'd put money on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the snow, by the way, Saturday into Sunday. So if you're in Eau Claire, Neilsville, 1 to 2 inches. North of that, Medford, Ladysmith, they're saying up to 4, and then a trace for us down in the La Crosse area.
All right. Thanks for getting in touch with us. Find us online, rockmornings.com. Got some Disturbed in just a bit. Stick around.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
That is Disturbed, Down with the Sickness. And if you ever need a laugh, then, find on YouTube people trying to do the the ooh, ah, ah, ah part. It's just, mwah, chef's kiss. It's so good. There's that one guy in the candy store just rocking out, and he's got the microphone and everything. It's like, bro, what are you on? Whatever it is, I need it. I need some of it. It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Coming up in just a bit, a list of things to look forward to in the month of February.
This is good.
Which is tomorrow. Also, going to talk racing with Doc. We'll do that just after 8 o'clock. NASCAR season right around the corner. NCAA football wrapping up a few weeks back with the national championship on the 20th. And Ohio State, of course, celebrating the national championship. And so are their fans. Their number one fan, I think it's self-proclaimed number one fan, is a guy named John Peters, and he goes by Big Nut. Apparently his wife started calling him a big nut for how crazy he gets watching the games. And so the nickname kind of stuck. She calls herself First Lady Nut.
So he goes wild while he's watching.
So this guy, John Peters, the self-proclaimed number one Ohio State fan, is celebrating their national championship by handing out 16 $500 scholarships to kids in Northwestern Ohio. And he's not a rich dude. He's just like some dude. Describes himself as a blue-collar guy, worked at a Whirlpool factory for about 4 decades. But he's handed out over $330,000 in scholarships over the years just because he loves Ohio State and wants to give back to his community, and he's doing it again.
If they show me, then we better be winning, because if we're not winning, don't show me, because I won't be happy. As Buckeyes, we wear our emotions on our sleeve, you know what I'm saying? For me, knowing that I'm not a Buckeye graduate, it's a form of healing for me, because it helps me deal with the fact that I've never had that feeling or the ultimate of walking across stage and receiving that diploma from Ohio State, because I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, as some people say. You know, I'm a blue-collar guy working in a factory.
Yeah, this guy has got, he's a face painter. You can't go out like that.
He is.
Support the team, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's insane. Support the team. Yeah, so he's a face and body painter. Oh yeah, and he's got a bunch of, like, stuff all over him. He's got he's got sunglasses that say Big Nut, and a shirt, a jersey, custom-made jersey, and yeah. During the Ohio State football season, while they're playing home games, you can likely see this guy in the stands.
You're going to see him.
He's one of those guys like the Lambeau people, they got the Vince Lombardi and the what is it, the bishop, the guy in Lambeau that dresses up like a pastor or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this guy.
One of those guys. But yeah, so he is handing out $500 scholarships to 16 kids this year to celebrate their national championship run. Just some guy who works at a Whirlpool factory.
Yep, that's what it is.
We watched a little bit of this video, too, the other day, and I didn't watch the whole thing, but I'm going to go back and watch it when I've got some time, and when I'm alone, because I'm probably going to cry. The guy who lost his dog for 8 years when the dog ran away when he was moving.
Is that the video you were watching the other day? Yes.
This is crazy. So there's a guy in Arizona. His name is Paul Gilbolt, and he was driving to L.A. this month to help donate supplies to fire victims, and he got a text that his dog Damien had been found 8 years after he went missing.
That's incredible.
He lost him when he was moving from Massachusetts back in 2017.
Jumped out of the car, didn't he?
The dog slipped off his leash in Oklahoma, and the guy stayed there for a week on his move from Massachusetts out west. Lost his dog, stayed in Oklahoma just hoping.
I gotta find it. I gotta find it.
The text this month came from an Oklahoma woman who scooped Damien up after almost hitting him on the road. She got him to a vet. They scanned his microchip. Paul made a U-turn and headed straight to Oklahoma to pick him up.
So has this dog been living on his own for 8 years?
I don't know. I don't know what the story of the dog is. I don't know if the dog's telling anybody.
We searched up until it got dark enough to where my dad forced us to stop searching. But we stayed for another week. My dad's like, we have to continue on. We were renting a U-Haul. Even in the darkest moments, you just never give up hope. They left a message, and my Apple Watch sent it through as a preview. Your dog Damien has been found.
He came to me when I picked him up. He was screaming and tried to bite me, but I wasn't going to put him down.
Not until when I got in front of him did I realize how much of an old man he had become.
Oh, my gosh. Well, 8 years?
The dog was 5 when he went missing, and it's a little guy. It's like a chihuahua almost. But yeah, brother and sister in Oklahoma discovered Damien, checked to see if he had a microchip during a vet visit, and this guy reunited with his long-lost companion after nearly a decade apart. It's crazy. Yeah, the story unfortunately doesn't really get into details about where the dog was or living on the streets or...
Well,
you would assume if it was with another owner or made its way to a shelter or a vet, they would have
that's what I'm saying.
or found a microchip earlier than this. So it sounds like maybe the dog was just living on the streets.
Or that he was living with people that didn't
care, just put him in a backyard and
didn't take him to a vet ever.
8 years. Crazy.
That is so crazy.
It's Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Again, we will get to our list of things to look forward to in the month of February in just a bit. Also, going to hear some clips from our interview with Eva from Eva Under Fire. We talked to her yesterday after the show was over. And if you want to hear the entire interview, it's online at rockmornings.com, but we'll play you some clips throughout the morning of that interview.
Very nice.
Super nice.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
You know, we have a very garage band rock story, which I think is why we absolutely love touring the Midwest. I mean, yeah, we're from here, but like Wisconsin is the state of rock and roll and cheese. I'm pretty sure I even said it on stage because but to your point, we love playing big arena shows because that's kind of the point, right? As an opener on this big stage, it's like, yeah, I mean, you might have played that place, that state, 6 times or whatever, but there's plenty of people in there that have never heard us.
Eva Under Fire front woman, Eva, joining us on the phone yesterday for an interview talking about their performance at the Riverfront Revolt last weekend, talking about working on new music sometime later this year.
Talking about being on the road with friends of hers, basically, that she's had since high school, and her husband.
Yeah, working in a band and being on the road in a situation where you're married to one of the people and what that's like. And, yeah, all sorts of other stuff. Really cool to talk to her. Again, you can catch our interview with Eva from Eva Under Fire online at rockmornings.com. But play you a couple clips this morning. Whet your appetite. And speaking of clips, have you investigated TikTok? Have you heard about this?
Mm-mm.
You know anything? You know about TikTok, right?
Yeah, I know about that. Global Talk, World Talk. What's this? What's Stick?
Stick Talk is dudes reviewing sticks that they find in the woods, and they're very passionate about it. Like, that's a good-ass stick.
Like,
dude, you know, you've got a boy, you've got a son.
Uh-huh.
You know how they are. They pick up a stick, and it's a good stick, and it could be used for all sorts of different stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Playing swords, hitting your sisters, whatever. Look how good this stick is. I can hit my
stick. Sometimes walking stick.
Yeah, it went a little bit viral earlier this week. Stick Talk. It's a small subset of people online who are very passionate about cool sticks that they find when they're out walking in the woods. Posted videos talking about the different kind of things that the stick can do, where they found it, adding their own sort of personality to the sticks. Have you seen any of these videos?
What is up, Stick Nation? This is my official submission. This stick was growing through a fence. You can see it's great at casting. This is a wizard type stick. It has the protection sleeve on the bottom. This is an amazing stick. One of one. You will never find another stick like this.
So, yeah, and it's not just dudes, but it's a lot of people online, especially on TikTok, doing reviews and showing off their sticks. The one in that video is actually kind of neat looking. It's got like a spiral towards the handle end of it and was apparently growing through a fence, which is how I'm guessing it got that spiral shape. But, yeah, people with big sticks and little sticks and different uses, using it for wizards and magic and Harry Potter and all that crap.
Yeah. Spread across 120 countries, 3 million people. What's up, Stick Nation is how it starts.
Stick Nation.
What's up, Stick Nation? And then they talk about their sticks and show you where they found them. And
somebody commented, said, ultra rare, legendary drop. Somebody else commented, I'm jealous beyond belief.
About the stick?
Yeah. Somebody else said, mythical pull right there.
I could lick a stick.
You could lick a stick, Gene.
I guess I could. Well, you could be, think about it, your imagination. You could be a knight, an explorer.
Stick talk.
Stick Nation.
People reviewing their sticks online.
Walking stick.
It's a nice-ass stick.
This is my boomstick.
You got a nice stick there.
Different kind of stick. Somebody else said, I'll give that stick a solid 9.87. Somebody else said, legitimately legendary find. Someone offered $1 million for the stick. Somebody else said, honestly, that's one of the best looking sticks on here.
Okay. Well, that's
talk.
wholesome and just
funny.
fun time on the internet. That doesn't make you feel
Stick talk.
angry
Be
or
on the
bad.
lookout for people with nice sticks that want to tell you all about
My
it.
dog Judy loves a good stick.
Coming up, some Avenged Sevenfold. Also, our list of things to look forward to in the month of February, which, of course, starts tomorrow. Right now, it's 3 Days Grace.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
Avenged Sevenfold with Nightmare on Rock Mornings. With Brian and Gene. Got the Bucks in San Antonio tonight to take on the Spurs. 7 p.m. tip. Badgers, 17th ranked Badgers at Northwestern tomorrow, 1 o'clock tip on FS1. Ovi got another goal. He's now within 19 of Gretzky's all-time record. He's got 23 on the season. Might do it.
He's chasing him.
Might do it. Unusual betting patterns surrounding the play of then Charlotte Hornets guard Terry Rozier in a game almost 2 years ago are now under investigation by federal prosecutors, part of the same probe that led to the lifetime ban of Toronto Raptors player Jonte Porter. Rozier, who played for the Hornets at that time and now plays for the Heat, has neither been charged with a crime nor has he been accused of any wrongdoing, but the NBA said it looked into the matter at the time and did not find any league rules that were broken. In March 2023, the NBA alerted to unusual betting activity related to Terry Rozier's performance in a game between the Charlotte Hornets and the New Orleans Pelicans, according to NBA spokesperson Mike Bass. The league conducted an investigation, did not find a violation of NBA rules. We are now aware of an investigation by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York related to this matter and have been cooperating with that investigation.
Like he bet on himself?
I don't think he bet on himself, but I think he probably... You can essentially influence the betting by saying, okay, what's the line on me tonight? 20 minutes, 13 points, what's your, the bettors put the lines out. And if you're the player and you've got friends that gamble or you owe people money or whatever, you're in deep with the wrong people, you can say, okay, well, if the over-under is 20 minutes, I'll take myself out of the game with a foot injury at 10 minutes and I'll go under, and you can bet all the unders. And of course, the websites and the bettors, the sports books, they're aware of all this stuff. They're aware, especially when they see a bunch of money coming in on something that isn't traditionally something, the Super Bowl, prop bets, all that crap. You're going to see a ton of money on both sides. But something like this,
one player in one game on this thing, and then
and again, it's kind of linked up with this Jonte Porter thing. He got a lifetime ban for all that, so we'll see. It's right now beginning stages of this, but doesn't look good for Terry Rozier. Well, the Heat are struggling. They got Jimmy Butler problems now. They got Terry Rozier problems. Oof. Elsewhere in the UFC, Dana White, president and CEO of the UFC, had to issue a scathing condemnation of featherweight Bryce Mitchell after he made some comments about Adolf Hitler on a podcast. Mitchell, who launched a brand new show, a new podcast, on the very first episode of it, maybe, I don't know, maybe he was just trying to get his name out there in the pod. How do you make yourself known? You say some inflammatory stuff. He launched into a bizarre diatribe claiming that Hitler was someone who he actually wanted to hang out with. He said, quote, "I honestly think that Hitler was a good guy based on my own research, not my public education indoctrination. I really do think before Hitler got on the meth, he was a good guy to go fishing with," end quote. Dana White, of course, was in Saudi Arabia to promote a power slap event, had this to say.
And I'm sure you guys heard what Bryce Mitchell said. If you haven't, he said I've heard a lot of dumb, ignorant shit in my day. but this one's probably the worst. When you talk about Hitler, he was responsible for the death of 6 million Jews, and he tried to completely eliminate a race of people. That's the problem with the internet and social media. You provide a platform for a lot of dumb, ignorant people. We've obviously reached out to Bryce, and when we read what he said and let him know how we feel about it, I don't even, we're beyond disgusted. So.
White was then questioned about any punishment for Bryce Mitchell, possible sanctions from the UFC, but he said even though he's opposed to what Bryce said and is disgusted by it, he said that's what everybody wants to hear about, punishments. Free speech. I don't have to love it. You don't have to love it. The guy's going to say what he's going to say, essentially.
Yeah.
And you can read more about his comments and hear all about it and all that stuff. But yeah, Dana White coming out, obviously, you know.
He doesn't believe it happened at all, the Holocaust.
Oh, he's one of those guys.
Yeah,
all
he
right.
doesn't believe that they could have burned or cremated 6 million bodies. It's not real. It can't be real.
Gotcha.
Also, the earth is flat.
Maybe go there.
And there's no
maybe look at
no
it. Maybe
gravity.
watch a documentary. I don't know. Maybe read a book. The thousands of books or documentaries or specials that are out there about the Holocaust.
The Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. was one of the most fascinating and haunting experiences.
Have you ever heard Bill Burr's bit about Hitler? And how, like, Stalin and Russia killed so many, and Stalin doesn't get any shine. Like, when you think of all-time bad guys in the history of the world, there's only one. Like, there's plenty of other bad guys.
There are.
But, like, everybody says, oh, it's Hitler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. It's a weird way to tell a very funny joke, by the way. If you've never seen it, Bill Burr talking about Hitler. Sports on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Our list of things to do in the month of February is coming up in just a bit. Things to look forward to. We'll get to that after Lincoln Park, which is next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. That, of course, Lincoln Park, the new Lincoln Park Emptiness Machine. And tomorrow is the brand new month. It is the month of February.
Mm-hmm. Valentine's Day in just a couple weeks.
February?
Is that 2 weeks from today?
Why do they put the R in there if we don't pronounce it? What is this? What is the point?
2 weeks from today, Valentine's, by the way.
February. You say the R? It's like Wednesday, right? It's all messed up.
February?
We don't say Wednesday. We say Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Now, when you're spelling it, you go Wednesday, right?
Mm-hmm. February.
February.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they have the R in there? Here's some stuff to look forward to in the month of February. In terms of films that are coming out next Wednesday, the 5th. Rated R on Netflix, Kinda Pregnant. Amy Schumer fakes a pregnancy to get some love from some people around her. It looks dumb.
Okay.
I hate it. I don't know if I hate her, but I don't like Amy Schumer. I don't find her funny.
I know she doesn't make you laugh.
Nothing about her makes me laugh. On the 7th, next Friday, this is in IMAX only to start, but at some point I'm sure it'll be on streaming services and in regular theaters. Told you about this yesterday. Becoming Led Zeppelin. Rated PG-13. Saw the trailer for it when we were at the theater watching Major League on Wednesday night. And it's basically about how Led Zeppelin became the hammer of the gods.
So it looks good.
Yeah. And talking about how they formed as a group and how they struggled and they weren't Led Zeppelin right out the gate. And yeah. And that their tour manager, their manager guy said, look, if you don't go out there and kill it at this show, then it's over. And so, yeah. And then you think about how legendary Led Zeppelin is, but bands get starts, even legendary ones. It's called Becoming Led Zeppelin. It's rated PG-13. It's out next Friday in IMAX only. On the 13th, which is a Thursday, it's on Peacock. It's the new Bridget Jones film, Mad About the Boy. Apparently they needed to go to that well again.
There's another one? Okay.
It's rated R, by the way. February 14th, as you mentioned, Valentine's Day. A couple of movies in theaters on that day. One of them, of course, the new Captain America, Brave New World, rated PG-13.
Captain Sam, can you hear me?
On your left.
On your left.
Hell yeah. Red Hulk. We got red ones now?
Mm-hmm.
Also in theaters on Valentine's Day, the 14th, Paddington in Peru, rated PG. Apparently people love animated bears.
Oh, they do. My daughter loves petting.
Just saw the trailer for this. It's based on a true story. It stars Woody Harrelson. It's called Last Breath, and it's in theaters on the 28th. Rated PG-13, and it's about some like underwater guys who get stuck down there in the dark, and they got to rescue them.
Of course they do.
The boat like is in a storm, and all the power shuts. It's crazy, man. I'm like, nope.
And they're under with
And
like
one guy
scuba
gets like
with
left down there
oxygen.
all by himself, and he's in a scuba, and like and they got to jerry rig everything to get down there and pick him up, and go ahead and watch the trailer.
No.
Television shows in the month of February. This Sunday, you got the Grammy Awards on CBS. Next Friday, the 7th, Yellowstone to Yosemite with Kevin Costner on Fox Nation. So he's doing some kind of trek from... He's really big into the mountains and the prairies and all that stuff. On the 9th, on Sunday, The Floor, Season 3 premiere on Fox. That'll be after the Super Bowl. Obviously, the Super Bowl's on Fox. On the 10th, Monday the 10th, Extracted. New game show on Fox, no?
Yeah, man, there's a lot of evening game shows now, isn't there? More and more.
On Wednesday the 12th, The Masked Singer, Season 13 premiere on Fox. On the 13th, which is a Thursday, Next Level Chef, Season 4 premieres on Fox. Also on the 13th, I think it's the last batch of episodes in the final season of Cobra Kai, Season 6C, premiering on Netflix on the 13th of February, right? Season 6C. Isn't that the last batch? They broke it up into 3 parts. Here's one for you. Yellow Jackets, Season 3 premiere on Paramount Plus on February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Yeah. I know you told me about that.
You caught up?
No.
On the 16th, you got a bunch of premieres. That's a Sunday. You got The Equalizer, Season 4 premiere on CBS. Also on the 16th, The Simpsons, Season 36 premiere on Fox, followed by the Season 23 premiere of Family Guy on Fox on the 16th. And also Last Week with John Oliver, Season 12 premiere on HBO on February 16th. On the 17th, you've got American Murder, Gabby Petito, new special on Netflix.
Okay.
Reacher, Season 3 premiere on the 20th on Prime. People like Reacher, big, muscly dude beating people up. Also, a new, I think it's a documentary series. It's called 0 Day. It's on Netflix. Robert Downey Jr. Not Robert Downey Jr. Robert, what the hell's the old guy's name? Damn it.
0 Day?
Yeah, the guy from the Fockers. What the hell's his name? Taxi driver. De Niro. Sorry. I got it. Also on the 23rd, that's a Sunday, Bar Rescue. Season 9 premiere on Paramount. John Taffer shutting it down. Shut it down! And on the 26th of February, Survivor Season 48 makes its premiere on CBS. Movies and TV shows in the month of February. In sports, of course, tomorrow, the Royal Rumble, 38th annual Royal Rumble from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. College Football Senior Bowl is also tomorrow. That's in Mobile, Alabama. The NFL Pro Bowl games are in Orlando on Sunday. PGA Tour, the WM, the Waste Management Phoenix Open from Scottsdale. That's the drunk one, where the people are going crazy in the sun, passing out. That'll be on the 6th through the 9th. And then, of course, the Super Bowl is on February 9th. That's Super Bowl 50.
Yeah.
Is it 59? Yeah.
New Orleans, baby.
New Orleans. Super Bowl Shuffle.
Well, you got the Daytona 500 in there, too, somewhere.
UFC 312 is from Sydney, Australia, also on February 9th. The Four Nations Face-Off in Montreal and Boston, that's hockey. That's on the 10th. Starts on the 10th. February 12th, MLB catchers and pitchers reporting to spring training.
Oh, is it really?
Hell yeah, that's on the 12th.
There's no crying.
No crying in baseball.
There's no crying in baseball.
The NBA All-Star Game from San Francisco is on the 16th. So is the Daytona 500 from Daytona, Florida. Spring training games begin on the 20th. Major League Soccer, their season begins on the 22nd. And the NFL Combine in Indianapolis is on
a lot of stuff in February.
Starts on the 27th.
In a short month.
Yeah, that's what she said. Holidays, big ones. Tomorrow, G.I. Joe Day. They'll fight for freedom wherever there's trouble, Gene.
Yeah, your G.I. Joes.
G.I. Joe is there.
G.I. Joe is there.
G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is there. Oh, I loved me some G.I. Joe when I was a kid. That's tomorrow, G.I. Joe Day. Also, tomorrow is National Ice Cream for Breakfast Day.
That's what we were talking about yesterday with Cora.
Sunday is Groundhog Day.
That's right, woodchuck chuckers. It's Groundhog Day.
It is already, isn't it? Forgot about that.
Come here, Groundhog.
Find out how much more spring, how long
I
until
don't know.
spring.
Yesterday felt like spring.
Yeah. Also, Sunday, it's National Tater Tot Day.
20 years later, still haunted by crushed tots. Give me some of your tots.
Give me some of your tots, Napoleon.
Tater tot casserole.
Monday is National Golden Retriever Day.
Yeah, Monday?
Yeah, Monday the 3rd. Also the day the music died. The plane crash. My wife's going down there to the surf ballroom to see Hairball with her girlfriends for a girl weekend.
Yeah, to take it all in.
National Fart Day is on the 5th of February. National Fettuccine Alfredo Day on the 7th.
Oh, that's your jam.
Autism Sunday on the 9th. The 9th is also, of course, Super Bowl Sunday and National Pizza Day.
Pizza.
A lot of people eating pizza on Sunday the 9th. National Poop Day is on the 10th.
Makes me want to eat my own poop. It's disgusting.
It is disgusting. Armed Forces Day on the 11th. Also National Guitar Day on the 11th.
Guitar Hero? Play some Guitar Hero?
Yeah. Still a thing, right? Still exists. Dig out the old Guitar Hero. Here's a big eating day. Get ready on the 13th. Wear your stretchy pants.
Why?
Well, the 13th is not only Galentine's Day.
What's Galentine's Day? Oh, it's only the best day of the year. Every February 13th, my lady friends and I leave our husbands and our boyfriends at home, and we just come and kick it breakfast style. Ladies celebrating ladies. It's like Lilith Fair, minus the angst.
With brunch.
Plus frittatas.
So Galentine's Day, as I mentioned, on the 13th, which is also National Cheddar Day, National Crab Rangoon Day, and National Tortellini Day. The healthiest of all the eating holidays. Valentine's Day on the 14th. National Wisconsin Day on the 15th. Celebrate Wisconsin. Do you know that?
Wisco?
That's on February 15th. Again, these are some of the holidays to look forward to in the month of February. The 17th is President's Day.
Buy a mattress.
Buy a mattress. The president's demand that you buy mattresses.
Get one on sale.
I guess you got to try to figure out which holiday you're going to latch onto for good sales and good deals on
There you
mattresses. And you got President's Day. Tuesday, February 18th, right up your alley, National Drink Wine Day.
I'm supposed to spit it out. But no way, Jose. Am I spitting this stuff out? It tastes like fruit.
Iwo Jima Day is on the 19th. The 20th is National Love Your Pet Day and also National Muffin Day.
I can't believe somebody pulled the top off this muffin. That was me. I'm sorry. I don't like the stumps.
National Muffin Day on the 20th. National Margarita Day on the 22nd of February. National Chili Day is on the 27th.
At least once a year, I like to bring in some of my Kevin's famous chili.
It's also National Kahlua Day on the 27th. And what is it? Patchkey?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The little thing with the cream filling in it that Wisconsin's famous for at the state fair. The little thing.
A cream puff?
No, the Patchkey. Paczki. How the hell do you say that? Puchki?
Puchki?
The Pushki? Is that how you say it?
I don't know that I've ever had one.
Oh, come on now. It's a Wisconsin thing.
Come on now.
Mrs. Squirrel eating freak.
Come on now.
Putting butter on your sandwich?
Yes.
You freak.
Stop.
Patchkey. Paczki, right? Did I pronounce it correctly or did I say it wrong? It's a Wisconsin
one of
thing.
those.
That's on the 27th. And then on the last day of the month, on the 28th, it's National Pancake Day.
Would you like a schmoke and a pancake? A what? A schmoke and a pancake. You know, flapjack and a cigarette? All right. Cigar and a waffle? No. Pipe and a crepe? No. Bong and a blintz?
It's a deep fried piece of dough that's flattened into a ball and then filled with some sort of sweet filling.
Yeah.
Powdered sugar, icing glaze, orange zest.
Wisconsin thing, right? I thought it was
Polish, very Polish.
All right. And is it Poochki?
Sure.
All right. And there you go. There's some stuff to look forward to in the month of February.
Wisconsin Day, by the way.
The 15th.
30th state, founded in 2017 by National Calendar Day to celebrate Wisconsin, joining the Union, celebrating everything about our diverse culture and rich history, apparently. So eat some cheese, drink a beer. And,
have a brat.
Yeah, there you go.
Watch a Brewer game. Going to get to Doc and his racing reports after 8 o'clock. Right now it's Saliva. Click, click, boom.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Saliva. Click, click, boom. Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Got a text from the Plow Guy in Eau Claire. Said, hey, morning, everyone. Plow Guy in Eau Claire. Can you wish my wife a happy anniversary on Sunday? It's our 5th. Maybe play some Three Doors Down Here Without You for her. Thank you. Have a great weekend. I'll try to get to your song, but happy anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
What is the 5th anniversary? Is that
5
like,
years.
Is
Pizza.
that like Tupperware? Is that Tupperware? Is it the Tupperware anniversary?
Might be cotton or something like that. I don't know.
Take her to a hotel. Show her a good time. One with a pool.
Do something nice. That'd be good.
Take her to dinner. Happy anniversary to Plow Guy and his wife on Sunday.
I think it's wood.
Wood? Give her some wood.
It's wood.
There you go, Plow Guy.
Celebrate.
I'm just doing my duty as a radio guy, informing you that you should give your wife some wood on your 5th anniversary. Bill texted in, said the English language, wait and waits, say them the same, mean two different things. Who knows? And I didn't quite understand what he was referencing. He said, this is about your conversation about why there are extra letters and words you don't hear. February.
Oh, yeah.
Wednesday.
Well, we know why.
Yeah. But we can do whatever we want. We can change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Why do we have to have an R in February? Let's just get rid of it. What the hell are we doing?
We could also adjust vacuum then, because I don't like the
two U's and the two C's.
I don't get. It feels like there's just somebody just threw them in there and just made up the like.
Is it because you struggle to spell it?
Yes.
All right. How often do you spell vacuum?
I don't know enough
often,
to where
not often enough that it needs to be a problem.
It just seems like why with the doubles? Why?
Kevin texted in, said that people that pronounce the first R in February are the same people that probably say catsup instead of ketchup. Again, we can do whatever we want. We can get rid of the R. Let's submit some legislation and get rid of the stupid R.
We're still waiting on the daylight savings time thing.
Let's get rid of that, too. Well, and let's get rid of the DNES thing in Wednesday. Let's just WENS Day, Wednesday.
Monday off after the Super Bowl.
Yes, let's start. Boy, oh boy, man. Hashing out problems right here on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Bill. We got Doc joining us a bit later on to talk racing, and we got Seether coming up in a few.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays from 6 a.m. until 9 a.m.
Seether and Remedy on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Happy birthday to your guy, Justin Timberlake. He's 44.
One. Cut a hole in a box. Put your junk in that box. Make her open the box. And that's the way you do it.
I think that's in that music special, too.
Oh.
50 years of the...
Rough 2024 for JT. Got popped for DUI. And had the big wiener problem with his harness at his show. Had to wear a longer shirt. Justin Timberlake, 44. Another former SNL cast member, Bobby Moynihan, is 48 today. He, of course, played Drunk Uncle, one of my favorite characters on the Weekend Update.
Kids today, they're always saying, text me, text me, text me. Don't you write a letter, you dummy?
Yeah. He featured prominently in the first episode when they were talking about auditions in that SNL special.
Oh, okay.
Kerry Washington, the actress, is 48. Minnie Driver, the actress, 55.
That was the most beautiful, earth-shattering thing ever. Beautiful, Mary. I love you. Is there anything that I can do for you? And Mary looks up at him and she goes, "Do it again."
Oh, my God.
Matt Damon had to go to California to see about a girl. That girl was Minnie Driver. Kelly Lynch, 66, of course, was Patrick Swayze's love interest in Roadhouse.
So he thought he should call my husband up, and he disguised his voice, which never works because you can tell it's Bill Murray. And he was like, Patrick Swayze is doing something with your wife on a rocky wall. You might want to turn your TV on.
Kelly
love
Lynch.
that story.
So fun. Bill Murray, BFM, just doing BFM stuff. Kelly Lynch, 66. Johnny Rotten of the Sex Pistols, 69. Yeah, that guy from the Sex Pistols. John Lydon, I think is how his real name is, but you know him better as Johnny Rotten. Jonathan Banks is 78. He plays Mike on Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, Saul's fixer. Nolan Ryan, 78, Baseball Hall of Famer, my favorite baseball player of all time.
Here's Ventura, RBI single in the first. Watch out.
Watch out.
Look at this. Wow. Robin took exception to the pitch and went after Nolan Ryan.
There are certain things in life that are indisputable. Death, taxes, and if you charge Nolan Ryan when he's pitching, you're going to get about 7 or 8 shots to the head. There's a great meme about Robin Ventura. He's the only baseball player to ever get 7 hits off Nolan Ryan in the same inning. Oh, he didn't want that smoke. I give him credit for going after him, but he's a big-ass Texas boy, and you don't want none of that. Nolan Ryan. Perhaps the greatest pitcher to ever pitch, 78. Born on this day, speaking of baseball legends, Jackie Robinson, born on this day in 1919. He died in 1972. January 31st of 1865. 160 years ago today, the United States Constitution got a little addition called the 13th Amendment, and it abolished slavery in America, ratified on December 6th of 1865. Look how far we've come.
Yeah, big day today.
On this day in 1988, the Washington Redskins, now known as the Commanders, beat the Denver Broncos 42-10 in Super Bowl 22. Redskins quarterback Doug Williams, the MVP, threw for 340 yards. He was also the first black QB to start and win a Super Bowl. 1988, the Wonder Years made its debut on ABC.
What would you do if I sang out of tune?
Fred Savage, Danica McKellar, and Marilyn Manson. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Played his best friend?
No.
Urban legend.
Totally.
It ran until 93. And apparently things, much like a lot of other TV shows that you...
Scandalous stuff
very
in the back.
Scandalous stuff in the back.
Didn't know about.
Yeah. 1989, I actually listened to this morning while I was getting ready for the show. Warrant released their debut album, Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinkin' Rich. Heaven, Down Boys, 32 Pennies. Sometimes She Cries. Oh, man. It's a hell of an album. 1999, the TV show Family Guy made its debut on Fox.
It seems today that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV.
Mommy.
Didn't you just say like the 23rd season is debuting in February?
Yeah. And on this day in 2003, Final Destination 2 made its way into theaters.
In death, there are no accidents, no coincidences, no mishaps, and no escapes.
And that one is mostly famous for the log truck.
Oh,
there's a lot of memes and stuff about that, and that's why we don't drive behind log trucks anymore. Because of that movie. Not that it was ever safe before that, but that movie made it very unsafe to drive behind log trucks. And there you go. Some birthdays and stuff that happened on January 31st. Doc will join us next to talk racing.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
It is almost February. The Daytona 500 is right around the corner, and that means NASCAR is coming back. We take a break in November when the season comes to an end, and then 3 weeks later,
Doc's back.
Doc is back. The mid-pack legend, Mr. Technicality, Car 54, Billy Doc Niles, a.k.a. Captain Retirement, a.k.a. hashtag Mr. Fister, a.k.a. hashtag this guy.
Happy July.
Happy 4th of July. Got a few months to practice that. Hashtag this guy.
I'm kind of anal.
He is kind of anal. I've heard all about it from the guys at the campground. Hashtag this guy.
He's got it locked on the rock. He's listening to the doc.
Hashtag this guy.
You're getting a thrill by listening to Bill.
Oh, all right. Am I now? Hashtag this guy.
He's going to have to come from the back.
Yes, he is going to have to come from the back. Hashtag this guy.
He gets to stay on the box.
Yes, he does get to stay on the box. That's how it works on the weekends. Hashtag this guy.
Going to be a big one for them.
Oh, my. Threats and promises. Hashtag this guy.
He could be coming from your backyard.
Everybody's coming from everywhere.
Doc.
Hashtag this guy.
A lot of beating and banging.
Sounds like a good weekend with Mrs. Doc. Beating and banging. Hashtag this guy.
Nothing says you can't slip one in without saying anything.
Oh, he's always slipping one in.
What?
This guy. Doc, how are you? It's been so long.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it's been so long. It's been like a week.
Have you missed us?
Yeah. Not too much. Say, you know, it's funny. You were just talking about that the anniversary of Nolan Ryan and Robin Ventura.
Well, it's not an anniversary. Today wasn't the anniversary of it, but it was Nolan Ryan's birthday, and so obviously that's a very famous interaction between Nolan Ryan and Robin Ventura.
So one of the funniest stories I ever heard about that, Jim. You remember Jim Rome used to do those tour stops back when he was coming up.
Oh yeah.
And you know he had Nolan Ryan as a guest one day at one of the tour stops, and the first question out of Rome's mouth is, has Robin Ventura ever apologized for hurting your fist with his head?
Oh, classic.
Say, you talk about, Plow Guy and his 5th anniversary. Just anybody, if you see Mrs. Doc this weekend, and especially this coming Monday, ask her why she stayed married to me for 35 years this coming Monday, because everyone knows I've given her hundreds and hundreds of reasons to question why she's still married to me, but she's still here. So, happy anniversary this coming Monday, Red. Happy 35th anniversary. I love you.
Oh, what is the present on the 35th? Is it diamond, silver? Is it platinum? What is it?
I don't know.
It's getting up there.
It's tickets to go see Hornswoggle at the American Legion tomorrow night in his stand-up act.
Is he not wrestling? He's just doing stand-up?
Yeah, there's he's the headliner for 4 comedians tomorrow night.
All right. I did see the event page, but I didn't realize it was comedy. I thought he was going to be doing wrestling. But have fun at that. How can you divorce a man that takes you to see a midget wrestler do comedy? I mean, that's love.
Hey, that was one of our first dates to go watch a lower wrestling promotion at the Trempealeau County Fair when we first started dating.
Hey, at least you know your wife. Yes. You know your wife well. You take her to wrestling shows and let men kiss her on the lips like me. It's a scene, baby.
She knows what's happening.
Doc, let's get into the racing report now. We, of course, have Daytona a few weeks ahead, but there's lots of stuff happening before that. What's going on in NASCAR?
Okay, first off, I want to give a quick shout-out to my buddy Al Bartles, Steady Al Bartles, who's been racing on short tracks around Wisconsin for like 34, 35 years. And all those years, he picked up his very first track championship last year at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway in the minivan division.
Nice.
And to top it all off, he got the Speedway's highest honor last Saturday night at the awards banquet. He was awarded the Sportsman of the Year. So, Al, congratulations to you, buddy, and welcome to the club. Well deserved, man, on a long career. Some stuff to talk about with NASCAR, and they're doing a little bit of a rule change here with the damaged vehicle policy. It used to be, if you got into an accident, you come on pit road, you had like 6 or 7 minutes to fix the car and get back in the race, or you were done. If you went to the garage, you were done. Even if you had flat tires and they towed you to the garage, you were done. A lot of people complaining about that, so NASCAR tweaked the rule a little bit. You could still sit on pit road for 7 minutes and work on your car, but if you can now take it to the garage and work on it and bring it back out to the track. So that's teams are pretty happy about that, because a lot of them, with about 10 or 15 minutes of work, could have got their cars in working order and been back in the race and picked up some valuable points. So that's a welcome one for the teams. Now, another welcome one, the fans, unwelcomed one, the NASCAR fans are not going to like, is, you heard a lot of complaining about the playoff format, especially after last year. Joey Logano, number one, the reason he got in there, he won a 5 overtime race at Nashville last year when he took the lead on the last overtime. So then he squeaks into the playoffs. He gets eliminated in the round of 8, but then gets awarded into the round of 8 because Alex Bowman got disqualified in the last race. Then he fuel mileages everybody at Las Vegas to get in the Final Four, and then he wins at Phoenix. people are not happy to the car that if you did a season point total, didn't even make the top 10. So people are scratching their head about that one. NASCAR not going to tweak it for this year, but promises to probably make some tweaks for 2026. There is a venue change for the Clash this year. A lot of people talking about this. We talked about NASCAR buying, the Madhouse, Bowman Gray Stadium a couple of years ago. They've fitted it up a little bit, put some safer barriers around there. That's where the Clash is going to be this weekend. And a couple of legends from Bowman Gray Stadium, Tim Brown and Burt Myers. Talk about legends right here. In the last 29 years, Tim Brown has won 12 track championships. Burt Myers has won 11 championships. So 23 of the last 29 years, these two have been track champions, getting their first shot at a NASCAR race on their home track. And those guys should be someone to look forward to this weekend because they're, they know the track. They know the ins and outs about it. It is a quarter-mile track. It's outside of an actual football field that Winston-Salem State uses to play on. So their season usually gets cut short around the beginning of August. So it's a quarter-mile track, flat. When I talk flat, not the 2-degree banking that you saw in the Coliseum the last 3 years. Flat as in 0-degree banking, tough to pass. Lieutenant Amlin won this race last year, by the way. So here's the way the weekend is going to set up. Practice for the Cup Series starts tomorrow night at 5 o'clock on FS1. They got all the competitors broke up into 3 groups. They're going to get 3 practice sessions each. Now, the way they're going to take qualifying is the 3rd practice session. Your fastest time in the 3rd practice session, that's going to be your official qualifying time. Excuse me, and that's how they're going to line up the heat races for tomorrow night. They line them up based on, fastest qualifier on the pole, the first one, second fastest, second one. They're going to run 4 25-lap heats. Top 5 finishers from the heats move on to Sunday night's Clash. The rest of the field will move on to a 75-lap last chance race. That'll be on at 5 o'clock Sunday night on Fox, with the top 2 advancing to that one. But the last spot, the 23rd spot, will go to the highest finishing driver from the 2024 points who has not already qualified in. So they'll be starting 23 cars in the Clash. It's going to go 200 laps with a break at the 100-lap mark. Look for that to go green on Fox somewhere around 7 o'clock. VegasInsider.com via the BetMGM app brings us our odds this week. Larson, Hamlin, and Bell at plus 800. Blaney and Logano at plus 900. And Chase Briscoe, who is the new driver of the 19 car this year, now that Martin Truex Jr. is retired, he's at plus 1,000. There is nothing on Doc's Smoker calendar this weekend, and for all of our race teams in the listening area, this includes La Crosse, the Chippewa Valley area, Red Cedar up north on Jim Valley, Toma, Mississippi Thunder, Dells Raceway Park. Any race team that can hear this program, if your race team is having a fundraiser or a smoker coming up, get to the Midwest Racing Smoker page on Facebook. Get all your party info on there. And the Friday morning before your party, I'll give it a shout-out on Doc's Smoker calendar. We'll be running that from now till probably about the beginning of May when all the racing season starts. So get your party's information right there on the Midwest Smoker Racing page. And, once again, it's going to be another great racing season. Happy anniversary, Mrs. Doc. This race report has been brought to you by our friends at County Materials on Empire Street in Holman. That is this week's race report.
There he is, DOC, joining us each and every Friday.
He's like a pro.
Just after 8 to talk NASCAR racing and local racing. Again, Doc Smoker calendar on Facebook. If you haven't found it, give it a look.
He's like driving a semi. And
he's not driving. He pulls over.
Well, I know, not while he's doing it, but...
Yeah. We'll talk to him each and every Friday as we progress through the season. Get more updates. Also got Breaking Benjamin and some Green Day on the way. Plus, Bad News, Happy Music is coming up.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril.
Now that's just nasty.
Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
What's the fastest you've ever gone in a car? You've driven.
I was driving or I was a passenger?
You were driving.
Oh, I don't know. 90?
Never touched a Hondo?
No.
Never got to 106?
No.
Well, you got a few years left because this lady's 94.
And she got on a racetrack? Was she,
no. This is bad news with happy music, not feel-good news with good music or happy music.
She was driving on the road?
With a child in the car.
Oh.
94-year-old woman in Texas cited last week for driving 106 miles per hour on Interstate 84 near Baker City. Also for failing to secure a child passenger in the vehicle and for failing to yield to an emergency vehicle.
There's a kid loose in that car? Just loose in that car?
Well, you know these kids. Elizabeth Perez of El Paso cited at 5 in the afternoon.
Going 106 miles an hour.
According to the citation issued by a state trooper, laser detector clocked the 2013 Dodge four-door that she was driving at 106 miles per hour. So kudos to having a 12-year-old vehicle, a Dodge four-door that not only can go 106 but doesn't shake apart. And it's got enough room for your kid to go crawling around, or some kid.
Some kid, not her kid. She's 94 years old. Grandkid, great-grandkid.
Not a lot of answers to the questions that we have in terms of who's the kid, what was he doing in the car, where was she going, why was she driving so fast. Not a lot of that. But I do know that the presumptive fine for the violation, the speeding, is $1,150.
I'm sure of it, yeah.
Also cited her for driving without insurance. Boy, she's got a lot going on. Lot going on.
Whose kid?
I don't know, but somebody's kid was loose in that car. It didn't say anything about the kid or its age or relation to the woman. 94-year-old lady, though, going 106 miles an hour. This guy, an unnamed 57-year-old in England, or in British Columbia, so up in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently getting divorced after his wife discovered that he wasn't just going out to look for Bigfoot. He was going out to look for Bigfoot with his ex-girlfriend.
He was going out, hey, honey.
Air quotes, going out to look for Bigfoot.
I got some tracking of the Sasquatch to do again tonight. I'll be out in the woods.
Yeah, this guy loves Bigfoot, and his wife has divorced him after he went hunting for Bigfoot with his ex-girlfriend.
She also loved hunting for Bigfoot?
Hunting for Bigfoot.
She also liked that?
I think that's a euphemism for going out in the woods and banging.
There are no abominable snowmen. There are no Sasquatches. There are no big feet.
I don't know. He's up there in British Columbia. Maybe he thinks he saw something one time.
The unnamed 57-year-old's ongoing efforts to track down the Yeti saw him tracking all over British Columbia, and according to his divorce papers, one of the Sasquatch-seeking expeditions saw him taking along his former partner without telling his now ex-wife. That was the final straw to break the marriage. His wife told the British Columbia Supreme Court that he had gone on a camping trip to Vancouver Island in August of 2020.
That's where it is. That's where Sasquatch is. Bigfoot.
In search of Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
But omitted his story. In his story, he omitted the fact that he was going along with his ex-girlfriend. The respondent was extremely upset by this, said the justice in his January 17th decision, granting the divorce. Divorce entering its final stages.
Yeah.
The ex wanted some spousal support. His claim for money from his former wife based on an accident during a previous Bigfoot hunt that left him unable to work.
This guy.
This guy has got a lot going on.
Or not very much, it turns out.
The court heard that he was staying at a hotel in a small village of around 300 people in northeast Vancouver Island when he slipped on some ice on a staircase, fell, sustaining multiple injuries, including fractures to an ankle and his vertebrae.
So he couldn't work then? And
well, maybe that's why the ex went with him, is maybe she was tending to his injuries, helping him, go up and down stairs.
She was passionate about the project, too, I think.
Yeah. If you're going to go hunting for Bigfoot.
You and your air quotes.
Maybe don't bring along your ex-girlfriend when you're married. Maybe. Who throws a shoe, honestly?
Wow, there are a lot of people looking for this.
Oh, yeah, people love looking for Bigfoot.
Two guys died last month.
Yeah. We talked about them.
Looking for Bigfoot.
Yeah, dude. Remember, they got lost and they couldn't find their way out of the woods. We talked about them.
I know. But when you Google Bigfoot, it's like there's tragedy after tragedy with these searchers.
Throwing a shoe at someone's window probably won't break it.
To get their attention?
But throwing a brick is probably going to break the window. Hashtag Florida woman arrested over the weekend after throwing a brick through the window of a home.
Yeah.
Her name is Sabrina Coyne.
She's trying to break the window.
Stopped by deputies on January 24th after banging on the front door of her supposed ex-husband's home in Bonita Springs.
And he wasn't answering, and so...
Security video, Ring doorbell cam type, caught the moment that Coyne then tossed a brick toward the home as she appeared to film the incident on her phone. Going to send him the video. This is from me to you. The brick, by the way, thrown was engraved with the phrase, first date, Sabrina and name redacted, jet skiing with name redacted, June 14th, 2020, which was apparently the first date with the now ex-husband that she threw. They must have had a brick made for their path in their backyard, and she dug it up and brought it over and threw it through the window. Deputies found Coyne outside the home after the homeowner woke up to hear a loud crash and a banging at the front door.
You the one banging on him?
Yeah, I'm trying to get in touch with my ex-husband. I banged on the door because he won't let me in.
You live here or no? Did you launch anything in there?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
If you cannot afford a lawyer.
For what? Wait.
For breaking the window with
I
a
didn't
brick?
break the window.
We'll speak about that now.
I did not break the window.
If you want to speak to me about it, we can, but I have to read you the same
I want
rights.
to speak with you. Yes, I want to speak with you.
Okay.
I did not break the window.
Just give me a second so I can read your rights and then we'll go from there, okay?
Wait, officer, I did not break the window.
But that's on video camera that she did, right?
Coyne claimed that she was trying to get in touch with her ex-husband, only
And he's
banged
not
on the door
answering.
because he wouldn't let her inside, despite claiming that she lived at the home with the ex-husband. Telling the officials, I did not break the window, repeatedly. I did not break the window.
I didn't break it.
As the deputies spoke with Coyne, she repeatedly tells a man, Sugar Boo, don't do this. Cops arrested her for criminal mischief and throwing a deadly missile into an occupied dwelling. Is that on the books? Is that like an actual written law? You can get arrested for throwing a deadly missile?
Obviously,
Oh, you can kill somebody with a brick.
Mm-hmm. You could really
I don't know
hurt
if I'd refer to it as a deadly missile. Missile.
Well, isn't
object?
that might be the same thing that they charge you, like if you throw rocks off of bridges and stuff? It might be the same charges, you know, where it could go through a car windshield and kill somebody.
A deadly missile.
Sugar Boo Boo.
Sugar Boo, don't do this. I'm glad that we don't have pet names. Do you have pet names?
No.
I couldn't.
Babe.
I love you, Schmoopy.
It's good if you do. That's fine.
Gross. Grow up, Peter Pan. Seriously. Adults don't call each other goofy names like
Sugar Doo.
Sugar Boo or
Boo.
Babe. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Honey, I guess. Hey, hon. I don't know. Even that's like, I don't come from a very good home. All right, so don't listen to me. What the hell do I know? My dad didn't hug me. He just beat me. So, you know, it is what it is. Last but not least, bad news, happy music. A young woman appearing in court in England to plead guilty to harassment in the first case of its kind after sending videos of herself farting.
I fart in your general direction.
To who?
Rhiannon Evans hauled before magistrates for causing, quote, distress or anxiety to her boyfriend's former girlfriend, Deborah, apparently bombarding her with videos of herself farting. This is Britain's first ever cyber farting case. Evans bombarded her with several inappropriate videos of herself passing gas that were indecent or grossly offensive.
Well, don't you think it's just that she was harassing her and stalking her?
Like cake farts? You're ruining a good piece of cake by putting your butt in it and farting on it. The prosecutor told the magistrates that in the first video message, she proceeds to pass gas by placing the camera on her bottom and passing the gas.
I can't believe you gotta say all this stuff.
Descriptive. This was back in December. 3 more videos of her letting it rip back in December, just before Christmas. Here's a present for you. Unwrap this one. Ms. Williams, the prosecutor, prosecutor, said that over the course of the next few days, another 4 videos sent.
Yeah, see, she's just
of the same nature,
girl.
showing Ms. Evans passing wind, her face smiling at the camera. Well, yeah, it feels good to fart. It's wonderful. You got all that pressure built up inside, and you just let it all out. Continued on Boxing Day and New Year's Day.
Yeah, didn't stop for the holidays.
Despite police getting wind of what happened.
Yes. She was on a roll.
In the victim statement, I would like to feel safe in my home, is what the victim said. When Evans was arrested at her house, she admitted that she had sent the videos. The prosecutor added, she suggested she wanted to send videos because she felt her partner was being treated unfairly. Again, she's with the guy. This is the ex. He left the ex to be with you, and you got a fart on her? You sending her fart videos? It was purely malicious. She was smirking throughout, found it hilarious, but the victim didn't.
Yeah, I bet.
She got a 12-month community order, defended her actions, branding the case against her petty. She said, I never thought farting would land me in court. I think the sentence is a bit excessive and dramatic.
I think you shouldn't be sending crazy videos.
We are living in a very snowflake generation. It's good to see that term has made its way across the pond. Apparently, snowflakes are in Britain, too.
What does that have to do with
anything? Hello, governor. Yeah, snowflake. I sent the messages on WhatsApp. I do have regrets, but I wouldn't have thought I would be here for something like this, to be honest. It's petty.
You're petty.
What are you doing? Just leave her alone. She's out of the picture. Why are you guys sending her the fart videos?
Because I think you treated my boyfriend when you guys used to go out unfairly.
I guess.
Thanks for defending my honor.
If you're that guy, are you like happy with this? Proud of that?
That's what I'm saying.
Did you just find out that your girlfriend's ripping ass like all over the place and sending videos to people?
Does that make you feel warm and fuzzy inside as like a...
I mean, maybe if I'm complaining about this girl being psycho to me or whatever, and my current girlfriend's like, I'm going to send her some fart videos. That'll really teach her
and
a
then
lesson.
Does send her a bunch of them?
Yeah, I don't know how long that relationship's going to last.
Do you think you did them proud tonight? I hope so. I saw them several times during the dance, and they were smiling so big.
Well, let's see if the judges can give us something to smile about after this very emotional night. Scores, please.
Nancy Grace dropping ass.
Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Dancing with the Stars?
She had Spanx on, remember? Squeezed that fart right out of her. Giuliani farted, too.
The answer that I gave you is they didn't bother to interview a single witness.
Ooh,
just like
squeaker.
you, they don't want to know the truth. Well, you probably know the truth.
I know the truth. You farted. You squeaked.
He was on video, too, but he wasn't taking it himself.
No, and he wasn't sending it to his wife's ex-lover, I don't think, right?
I don't think so.
Who comes up with stuff like that?
I
mean, threatening texts, bad phone calls, prank calls, maybe sending pizzas to their house, something like that. But like a video of yourself farting? What's the intent here?
I don't know. To call her a snowflake?
I guess. Again, it's good to see that made its way all the way over to Britain. Good on them. Do they have a snowflake society too? Are they living in it? Are they woke? All right. Bad news, happy music on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Sunshine and up in the 40s today. Going to be real nice. Not as nice as yesterday, but still very nice. It's Metallica.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9. Call.
Hello?
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us.
Check.
We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
Rockmornings.com is the website where you can listen to the show live. You can check out the daily podcast. Make sure you give it a subscribe.
That's where the Eva Under Fire interview is, right?
Check out our interviews, whether it's the one with Eva Under Fire or anybody else we've talked to over the last umpteen weeks and months and whatnot. Colin Mockery, who was just at the Pablo a couple weeks ago. Also, you can register to win contests like Date Night.
Yes.
One in La Crosse, one in Eau Claire. In Eau Claire, somebody's getting Rocky Rococos and passes for the Micon Cinemas, and that person is?
That one is Nick Seibel, who lives in Eau Claire. And then here in our area, we've got tickets for the Marcus Cinema and also pizza from Saxon Hall, and that's Austin Gilgert of La Crosse.
Thank you, Austin and Nick, for signing up on the website, rockmornings.com. Enjoy
Appreciate that.
your freebies. We were talking about stick talk earlier.
Yes.
People
Stick
posting
Nation.
videos of their favorite sticks that they found. My guy Pickles sent me a picture of his hockey stick. I told you I was going to go pro. It's pro grade. Won this on a Bauer. Congratulations. Brenda texted and said, "We are all sending you hugs, honey." Pet names. The honey thing. The honey boo-boo.
Sugar doo-doo. Boo.
Schmoopy. Schmoopy. Ugh. If that's what love is, I don't want to be in love. That's gross. I'll roll over and give you a kiss real quick, but that's it. I'm not saying anything. Schmoopy.
Do you want to get
people
matching
make me sick.
T-shirts and
No.
have a joint Facebook account?
Not joint. We've done matching shirts for like our Metallica vacation that we went on.
Yeah.
I had shirts made said I'm on Metallication with the dates that we were going to on the back. But it wasn't like we wore it one day and that was it. Still have the shirt, but no, we're not like wearing the same.
Sweet E.
No. Got a text from Brian. Said, good morning, guys. I heard you talking about log trucks. We learned a good lesson from Chevy Chase and Christmas to not drive under the truck as well. Way before Final Destination came out. Said, happy Friday. Have a good weekend. Thanks, Brian. Yeah, I think those trucks where it's small enough, they've got a lot of them at least have something there now, like a screen or a piece of metal that goes all the way down to
so you can't
drive underneath them or ride underneath them.
Those movies were awful. Those Final Destination.
There's a new one coming out. They're working on it. Dale and Prairie du Chien said, good morning, Brian and Gene. Brian, you can't say squirrel eating freak when I'm brushing my teeth. Makes a mess around the bathroom sink. Love the show. Have a great weekend.
Who?
I called you a squirrel eating freak.
I know. Who's saying this?
Dale and Prairie du Chien.
Of course he is. Of course it's Dale and Prairie du Chien. Nobody else ate a squirrel? Lots of people ate squirrels.
I didn't eat squirrels. We went to the grocery. We went to the grocery store.
Squirrels and rabbits. My family were farmers. They killed things. We ate them. That's how it happened.
Kevin, working at JF Brennan, texted in and said, people that pronounce the first R in February are the same people that probably say catsup instead of ketchup.
Seems unnecessary.
It's the fancy catsup, right? Like Randy Quaid and out of the jar with the spoon. Bill was talking about the English language and the words wait and dear and all that stuff, and I didn't quite understand what he was referencing, but he was referencing our conversation about the R in February. And I like I said earlier, we can do whatever we want. Let's just start taking it out. Plow Guy said, wish my wife a happy anniversary. Sunday, it's our 5th. Maybe some 3 Doors Down here without you for her. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Plow Guy.
We heard it was Doc and Lori's 35th this weekend as well. So he's taking her to a wrestling comedian.
I think it's
because he's a romantic.
Yeah, that's how
Doc is a romantic. Hey, babe, let's go see.
That's how the romance gets done.
Oh, yeah. Wrestlers that are funny.
Also got a text from someone. Said, hey, Brian and Gene, it's Leah. Do you think Collective Soul will play Shine at Summer Jam? It's my favorite song since I was 4 years old, and I'd die if they played that. Well, I hope you don't die because they're going to play it. It's their biggest hit, and my guess is it'll be the last song they play at Summer Jam in Eau Claire.
We don't know that for sure. We don't have their set list. Can't promise you, but I would be shocked if they did.
Very few bands don't play their biggest hit. I mean, even Metallica, all these years with the catalog they've got, they still play Enter Sandman at pretty much every single show. Thank you for all the correspondence. Very good to hear from you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Watch out for the snow.